The boardroom went silent the second Maya walked in. No one stood, no one smiled. Just 12 men in expensive suits staring at her like she'd stumbled into the wrong building. She set her briefcase down slowly, pulled out her chair, sat. Frank, silver hair, sharp jawline, seated at the head of the table, didn't even glance her way. "We're waiting on the new consultant," he said flatly. She didn't blink. "I'm here." His eyes flicked to her, then back to his notes. "We were told someone with experience was coming. This is unfiltered black tales, stories where assumptions cost people everything." She opened her laptop, steady hands, calm face. "I have 15 years in crisis management. You called because your last 3 quarters are bleeding revenue and your logistics chain is about to collapse." One of the men leaned back, arms crossed. "That's a bold claim." "It's in your own report," she said. Page 9. No one moved. She clicked through her presentation. Data, projections, solutions they should have seen months ago. The room stayed cold. Every suggestion she made, someone interrupted. Every solution she offered, someone questioned. Not the ideas. Her. "Where did you say you worked before this? Who recommended you again? This approach seems unconventional." She answered each question. Politely, precisely. But her jaw tightened. Frank drummed his fingers on the table, checked his watch, looked at the man beside him and whispered something. They both smirked. She saw it. Kept going anyway. By the time she reached the 3rd slide, Frank stood up. "I think we've heard enough." She looked up at him. "I haven't finished." "We'll take it from here," he said. "We appreciate you coming in." The door was already being held open. She didn't move. "You're making a mistake." "We'll be fine," Frank said, his tone dismissive. She closed her laptop, gathered her things, walked out without another word. 2 weeks later, the company's largest distribution center caught fire. Not a small one. The kind that makes the news. The kind that shuts down operations in 4 states. Frank stood in the parking lot, watching smoke pour into the sky. His phone wouldn't stop ringing. Investors, board members, lawyers. Everyone wanted answers. He had none. Angela, the regional director who'd been copied on every email, every report Maya had sent, stood beside him. "She told us this would happen," Angela said quietly. Frank didn't respond. "She specifically flagged the electrical systems in that building, said they were overdue for inspection." He clenched his jaw. "I know." "Then why didn't you listen?" He turned away, walked back to his car. Angela watched him go. "If stories where people are underestimated, and the truth comes out, matter to you, subscribe. These stories come every week." 3 days after the fire, emergency meetings started. Panic meetings. The company was hemorrhaging money. Contracts were being canceled. Clients were walking. Frank sat at the head of the table looking older than he had 2 weeks ago. His assistant came in with another round of bad news. 3 more clients just pulled out. That's 18 in total. Someone finally said it. "We need to call her back." Frank didn't look up. "Who?" "The consultant. The one you sent away." Silence. Angela leaned forward. "She's the only one who knows how to fix this. You know that." Frank stared at the table. He didn't want to, but he also didn't have a choice. "Make the call," he said. Angela pulled out her phone. Maya didn't answer the first time, or the second. On the 3rd try, she picked up. "Yes?" "It's Angela, from the boardroom." "I remember. We'd like to bring you back in, to consult on the recovery." Maya was quiet for a long moment. "I told you this would happen." "I know," Angela said, "and I should have pushed harder, but we need you now." "Does Frank know you're calling?" "It was his idea." Another pause. "I'll come in tomorrow, 9 a.m. She hung up before Angela could respond. When Maya walked into the building the next morning, the energy was different. People looked at her now, not with curiosity, with desperation. The same boardroom, the same men. But this time, they stood when she entered. She didn't acknowledge it. Just sat. Opened her laptop. Began. You've lost $42 million in the last 2 weeks. Your insurance won't cover half of it. 3 of your top clients have already moved to competitors. No one interrupted. You have 2 options. Rebuild the current facility, which will take 18 months and cost more than you have, or pivot to a decentralized model using regional hubs. One of the men leaned forward. Can that even be done? Yes. I've done it before. Frank finally spoke. What do you need? She looked at him. Full authority, no questions, no overrides. He hesitated. That's a lot of control. It's the only way this works, she said. You either trust me or I walk, and you don't have time to find someone else. The room held its breath. Finally, Frank nodded. You have it. Angela exhaled quietly. The next 3 months were brutal. Maya worked 16-hour days, restructured the entire supply chain, negotiated with vendors, contractors, and regulators. Angela became her liaison to the board, the only one who didn't question every decision, the only one who actually helped. Why are you doing this? Maya asked one late night in the office. Angela looked up from her laptop. Doing what? Helping me. You were in that room too. You could have spoken up. Angela set down her coffee. You're right. I should have. I saw what was happening and I stayed quiet because it was easier. She paused. I've been thinking about that every day since. Maya studied her. So this is guilt? Maybe, Angela admitted, but it's also the right thing to do, and I'm tired of choosing comfort over what's right. Maya nodded slowly. Okay. Okay? Keep helping. That's how you make it right. Angela smiled faintly. Deal. Some of the men in that boardroom tried to undermine Maya, whispered to each other in hallways, sent passive-aggressive emails questioning her decisions. She ignored all of it. Every time someone doubted her, she proved them wrong. Shipments started moving again. Revenue stabilized. Clients came back. Slowly, the company stopped bleeding. Frank watched from a distance. He signed off on her requests, approved her budgets. But he never came to her office, never asked how things were going. Just let her work. One afternoon, Angela knocked on Maya's temporary office door. He wants to see you. Maya didn't look up. Who? Frank, in his office. Maya saved her document, closed her laptop. Let's get this over with. Frank's office was on the top floor, floor-to-ceiling windows, mahogany desk, awards lining the walls. He stood when she entered. Close the door. She did. For a moment, he just stood there. Then he exhaled. I owe you an apology. She didn't respond. I didn't listen. I didn't take you seriously, and it almost destroyed this company. She crossed her arms. Why didn't you? He sat down heavily. Honestly, I looked at you and made assumptions. Assumptions I had no right to make. Say it plainly, Maya said. He looked up at her. I didn't think a black woman could know more than I did, and I was wrong. The room went quiet. You weren't the first, she said finally. And you won't be the last. He nodded slowly. For what it's worth. I'm sorry. Truly. She turned toward the door. Apology noted. Wait, she stopped. I mean it, he said. What I did was inexcusable, and if I could go back, you can't, she said. None of us can. But you can do better going forward. He nodded. I will. She left without another word. 6 months later, the company was back on track. Not just stable, thriving. The board wanted to keep Maya on permanently, offered her a senior executive position, corner office, stock options. She declined. Why? Angela asked over lunch on Maya's last day. Maya smiled faintly. Because I've done what I came here to do. We need you. You have what you need, Maya said. You've learned the systems. You know how to run them now. Angela's eyes watered. I'm going to miss you. You'll be fine, Maya said. Better than fine. You stood up when it mattered. Don't forget that. Angela hugged her. Maya hugged her back. Frank walked Maya to her car that afternoon. Will you ever come back? He asked. She opened her door, paused. Maybe. If you ever learn to listen the first time. He smiled sadly. I deserved that. She got in her car. Take care of Angela. She's the best thing this company has. I will. She drove away and never looked back. Years later, Frank would tell the story to his kids, to younger executives, to anyone who would listen, about the woman who saved his company, the one he almost lost because he couldn't see past his own assumptions. He never forgot her name, and he never made that mistake again. But he also never stopped regretting that first meeting, the moment he let his prejudice speak louder than her expertise, the moment he almost destroyed everything. Angela became Chief Operating Officer 3 years later, the first woman to hold that position in the company's history. She kept a photo on her desk, Maya, smiling, the day she left. A reminder. Some lessons, Angela knew, come from people brave enough to walk away. And some regrets shape you into someone better. If this story meant something to you, subscribe and turn on notifications for more.